Hello and welcome to another short mindfulness session with me, Billy. In today's video, we'll discuss mindfulness a little bit more, speak about a few practices, try some out. The second one will involve some food. As it's recently been Easter, you may have some leftover chocolate, which is great for this practice, but it's equally as good with apple chunks, grapes, raisins, or even cheese. Anything which is small, quick and easy, which is good for this. So if you want, you may want to pause this video, quickly grab something and come back and we'll get started. Okay? So as I said before in previous videos, it can be good to start off with a little bit of mindful breathing. So taking it in, hold, and out. I discussed mindful breathing in my previous videos, my first video, which you might want to check out. This is only going to be a quick, short one to get in that headspace. Really enjoying that breath, feeling it, smelling it, tasting it. As I'm doing outside today, I can really get that fresh air. Great feeling. The reason why I've come out today for this video is because I'm going to try what's known as the 5 senses. It's a very well used practice, very quick, easy, but effective, I find. And that's where you take 5 things you can see, 4 things you can hear, 3 things you can touch, 2 things smell, 1 thing taste. So still taking a little bit of attention to that breathing. Looking around, not looking to label things that I can see, more noticing the shapes, the colours, what it is that I can actually see. So I can see a variety of green right in front of me, grass, different shades of it, how it's springing up in different directions. I can see the very thin vein-like branches of trees and how they contrast with a clear sky. I can see how the shadows fall, and again how that contrasts with the ground. I can see the shininess of my car, which I washed yesterday. What else can I see? I can see a few very vivid coloured weeds just hanging out over there. Very bright colours. What can I hear? I hear a whole symphony of birds chirping. The vast majority are right in front of me, a little bit to the left maybe. I can hear my youngest child's frustration behind me. Usually I'd have been able to hear cars, but obviously cars aren't going around much. And I've just noticed that it's not my child that's crying, it's from down the road. Actually, I think I can hear the whoosh of traffic in the distance. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but the main thing which catches my attention is definitely the birds chirping. Things I can feel. As the hardness of the ground. I've gone barefoot, just feeling the ground beneath me. Can feel the softness of this chair I'm in. I can feel the sun on my arms and a little bit on my face. I can feel again the coolness of the air as I breathe in. What can I smell? As I say, that fresh air, that warm, fresh air. I know I've just said cool air, but also there's a warmth to it. And I can smell the chocolate I've got ready as well. Taste. I think the lingering coffee I had earlier. Now with that observation, with that non-judgmental observation, not really thinking much, just really noticing, that is a fundamental aspect of mindfulness. Now when I say mindfulness, there is a whole massive element of it is huge. Religions like Buddhism and Hinduism have a whole spiritual side to it. It is very deep, but anybody can tap into that very beneficial, very positive mindset. I'll obviously be talking about it more in videos to come. But people can get that mindset through all sorts of activities, from the basic to the more complex. As we have said in this video and in previous ones, how you can tap into that through breathing. You can get it through walking. Mindful walking is obviously going for a walk, and then taking a similar approach to that 5 senses one we've just done. Just walking, paying attention to what's going on in your body, what you can feel, being aware of what's surrounding you. Again, not necessarily labeling what you're seeing, but being aware of what is around you. Again, paying attention to the senses. You can get it through in a similar way. You can do it through swimming, running, cycling, obviously paying attention to where you're going. Art is another great way of doing it, by honing all of your focus on what it is you're drawing or painting, paying attention right down to the smallest of details, and then transferring that onto your canvas, your paper, or whatever it is that you're using. Again, it just takes a step away from that thinking, understanding, analyzing mind to just observing, being aware of what's surrounding you or what it is you're looking at. You can do it through music. It's very good with something with a strong instrumental. Honing your attention on that, on one particular instrument or the music as a whole, and just almost blanking all other thought and thinking out, and listening to the music. What does that inspire? How does it go? What's the melody? What's the volume, tone, or all of that? Just really paying attention, but try not thinking too much about it. Just experience it. For me, it is archery, obviously. I find archery is a fantastic form of mindfulness. It first connects you to your body, getting you all in line for your shots, getting everything ready. At some shots, you need to be very aware of the environment, whereabouts your target is, also while still maintaining that connection to your body and your draw, and then honing your focus and your attention on the target. It has done me wonders over the past few years. There's another element to that. Many Eastern archers use the Zen of archery. There's a whole another thing I could go on to about that. But then again, you can find mindfulness in the most basic of things, such as eating, which is what I'm going to practice now with you. Again, it's similar to the five senses. So if you want to get what it is that you're going to be eating, for me, as I said, I've got some chocolate. So firstly, take what you've got and just notice the weight of it. Notice the feel of it in your hand. Just feel the smoothness or hardness, as this is slightly melted, but that's fine. Just feel it in your hand and smell it. Yep, that's very chocolatey. And then from there, take the bite. It's going to be hard for me to talk about it if I'm doing it myself. So just taking that bite and notice how that feels on your teeth. Is it a smooth? Is there a crisp bite to it? How does that feel? And what's the initial taste? How does that hit you? Is it a straight hit, or does it take a little bit of smoothness? How does it feel on the tongue? Just taking your time to really taste. Notice if it being in your mouth affects it. Obviously, if it's chocolate, maybe start to melt. Feel the change in its consistency. Just notice how it changes, taking it around in your mouth, from your teeth to your tongue, feeling the texture, and then with each bite, noticing how it senses, how you feel it, how the texture changes. Again, is it crisp and hard? Is it soft? Just really notice that. Now, this mindful eating obviously slows down the process a lot. It kind of takes the focus and the primary reason for eating from eating, that necessity to fuel our bodies, to tasting. I've heard some chefs, like Jamie Oliver spoke about it, I think in an advert or something, about taking time to taste food. By doing it that way is actually really good for if you're looking at losing weight or not gaining it. It slows down the process. It takes a few minutes for food to go from our mouth down to our stomach to register in our minds to say that we're full. So by slowing the process down, sometimes we can actually realize how full we are. I think you find it with children. They're very good at taking their time with their eating, and by the end of it they're not hungry because they're full. They've eaten slowly enough and tasted it, and so mindful eating can be quite a useful thing, and it heightens the experience. You can go into as much detail with the tasting as you want to, and with all of these mindful practices, it's each to their own. For some people it could be the breathing, for some people it's the listening, the walking. If you've got a hobby, there usually is a way of linking it to mindfulness. As I say, for me it's obviously archery, but I also get a similar thing from walking. Living where I do, I'm able to go out on lots of walks, at the moment once a day, obviously, and just taking where I am in. It can be great for a racing mind if your mind's full of all sorts of stuff. This kind of approach, that awareness aspect of mindfulness, is great for many different types of problematic thinking. If you're one to ruminate over something, for it to go over and over and it to spiral out of control, mindfulness can be really useful. Well, in our next video, I'm going to look at observing thought, which is another part of mindfulness. And if you struggle with switching off that thinking voice, this can be quite helpful. So stay tuned and we'll discuss it more. So like, share, subscribe, do all of that. And until next time, stay safe, shoot straight, and I'll see you then.